my YouTube friends. I am doing especially well. Tomorrow will be 4 weeks post-op, almost to a month exactly. The 19th will be 1 month exactly. This week has been full of goodness. First of all, let me do the numbers. I did not lose any this week, so the numbers are basically the same as last week, but I will run through them. As of June 25th was my start at my surgeon's office, and I was 445 pounds. On July 2nd, that was my next visit to the doctor. I had lost 5 pounds and was at 440 pounds. On August 27th, I weighed in at 428 at the doctor's office, and September 3rd, I weighed in at 422, and then post-surgery on October 2nd, that was my next weigh-in, I weighed 393, that was awesome, and last week on October 9th, I weighed 389, and this morning, October 16th, I still weighed 389. I'm going to attribute this to a couple things, and I'm not upset about it. I mean, I was a little bummed this morning, but after I processed everything all day long and thought about it, I'm not upset. It's my womanly time, and also I upped the ante on working out and stuff this week. So maybe, when I was talking to my sister this morning, she was like, well, you could have built up muscle that you didn't have before. And so that's what I'm hoping is that, I'm building up muscle. So what I have started to do, last week I started this, is walking every day on my lunch break at work. And it's great because I have a whole hour for lunch, and I get it done in about 30 minutes is what I'm at now, and that's great because that's what the surgeon recommends, at least 30 minutes of exercise per day. And so I've been doing something every single day. And so I originally started walking around the loop. There's like a street that's right next to my work that circles around and comes back around to in front of my work. And so I originally started doing that one time, and I never even measured how far it was, and it was like just under half a mile. It was like 0.4 of a mile, and so I did that until Tuesday of this week. I had been doing about half a mile, and then on Wednesday, yesterday, I was like, you know what, this is feeling a little easy. I'm going to go around twice. So it's like just under a mile. I'm calling it a mile because I walk around a lot in the office building too. So I walk a mile a day basically is what I'm saying. So yeah, so I'm walking a mile a day now, and I feel really good. It's giving me a lot of energy, and I really feel like I'm back to myself again. Like, I feel like I can do whatever I want to do. I'm not feeling any pains when I'm reaching or stretching or doing anything like that. And you know what? I feel like I have more energy than before surgery because I'm getting that exercise. I'm getting tons of protein. I'm virtually no carbs, except for, carbs in like milk. And, well, I'm not having milk, so cheese, carbs in cheese or carbs in vegetables, those are the only carbs that I'm having. So really doing really well, and I cannot say enough good things about this decision that I've made. I really feel like having this surgery was the best decision I have made of my life, because it's giving me a life. I'm 56 pounds down, and I can't believe that, that in a little bit over 3 months' time, I've lost 56 pounds, and that's just completely amazing to me. So I had some non-scale victories this week, and the first one was getting to walk that mile, and I don't think I could have walked that mile nonstop before surgery at all. I would have had to definitely stop and sit down and rest, and I don't even feel like super winded or anything. I mean, I feel like I walked because I'm definitely vigorously walking. The girl that I walk with from work, she's significantly smaller than me. She's very, she's a petite girl, and she doesn't need to lose weight. I mean, maybe 5 pounds or something like that she wants to lose, but I mean, like, she was like, I can't believe how well you're keeping up. Like, she's like, you're almost walking faster than me. And, so that felt really good. And, she may just be saying that to be nice, but, it did feel good to know that I can keep up with this smaller person. So that was a non-scale victory for me, too. And then I noticed this week that our house is 2-story, and I'm able to go up and down the stairs without really getting winded either. Like, I feel fine going up and down the stairs now, and that definitely wasn't the case before. And, like, I used to, before surgery, if I went upstairs, like, I wasn't going to come back down, like, because I would have to go back up again. So basically, I would, like, try to get everything I needed together as soon as I got home from work or whatever, and bring it upstairs with me so that I didn't need to go back downstairs again until the morning. But I've basically stopped doing that. Like, I get home from work, I, run upstairs to go to the bathroom, I come back downstairs, I've been cooking dinner, and, if there's something upstairs that I need, I'll run back upstairs, and I've done that so many times now. Like, it's just like night and day, I feel like, between before surgery and after my physical state. So that's definitely, a non-scale victory for me as well. And then also, I have been able to successfully, the last 2 weeks, get my protein that I need to get in my protein range, which is 62 grams to 84 grams of protein, every single day without the need of a protein shake or a protein supplement. So I'm just jam-packing, like, my little meals, my 3 little meals and my snack with things that have protein in them, and just, like, basically putting protein on top of protein, to make sure that I'm getting the protein that I need, because the nutritionist says the best thing for you to do is to get the protein from the food that you're having. And, I would like to, always keep protein powders in the house just in case, but basically the only thing that I have been using, just to make sure that I'm going over, but every time it's definitely more, is the medical protein, flavorless medical protein by Nectar. So I do have some Nectar protein powders that I'm not using, and I don't really see myself using. So if you're pre-op and you want to try some Nectar protein powder, I have the cappuccino, I have the chocolate truffle, and I have the, what was the other one? Oh, double stuffed cookie. So if you're pre-op and you would like to try a scoop or 2 of one of those flavors or all 3 of those flavors, I'd be happy to throw a scoop in a baggie for you and mail it out so you can give it a try. I know this stuff is expensive, and it's really hard when you have to go through the liquid diet, and it's really important to find one that you really like to get you through that liquid diet. So, if you're interested, just drop your email down in the comments, and I'll be happy to send it out for you. I know it might not be right away, but definitely in the next couple days I can send it out. So, yeah, and it'll help me get these big canisters of them out of my house, because my house is really cluttered anyways. Ricky and I have way too much stuff in the house. But, yeah. So I didn't lose any weight this week, but Ricky lost 6 pounds this week, and I attribute that to we're cooking way better in the house now. When I was on the liquid diet, he was just eating quick things and stuff like that, so he lost a little bit, but, he really had to jump down this week, and that was awesome, and I'm so proud of him for, being so supportive of me and eating well himself. And, you know, so basically, what we've done in the house is get rid of everything that's carb related. Like, I mean, we have some in the pantry, but we're not using it, and we really should throw it out. So in place of potatoes or rice or spaghetti, we've been using spaghetti squash, or what's it called, acorn squash, or pumpkin squash. So those have been really fulfilling, and we really don't feel deprived. And he was like, well, you know, I feel like I eat more of that than I did the carb. And I said, well, it's going to take a little bit more of that to fill you up, but at least you're not eating all those calories and carbohydrates that you were before. So I really think, you know, he's doing really well. I'm doing really well. We've made a lot of delicious things. Tonight I'm making a stew with pumpkin and acorn squash and beans and chicken, with some like chili powder and cumin, garlic, salt and pepper. I put a little bit of cinnamon in there, and I'm thinking it's going to be really good. And then the other night we made like a faux lasagna with the spaghetti squash, and just, you know, basically like your normal lasagna that you make, except I made it with like the low-fat cheeses, and a lean ground beef, and, you know, just layered it just like you would, but replaced the pasta with the spaghetti squash, and that was phenomenal. We loved that. I even brought it to work for lunch, and it was great. It was really great. I felt very fulfilled from that. And I think that's really important in your meals right now, is to feel fulfilled. Because you're eating such a little amount, it's very easy to feel deprived. So I've been really trying to jam-pack, you know, flavor into those 4 ounces that I'm eating, 3.5, 4 ounces. Sometimes I can't eat the whole 4 ounces. And it just, like, if you can make those meals as flavorful as possible, it just makes you have this sense of normalcy. So that's what's really important to me, is that I don't feel deprived for only eating 4 ounces. I may not be hungry, but I still have that love of food. I still have that food addiction where I want more, but it's, you know, obviously I don't want to feel the discomfort, so I don't, you know, push myself on eating more. But yeah, so we made some really delicious things. Ricky made like a faux Alfredo with the spaghetti squash. I think I said that last week. We might have done that before I did my video last week. But, you know, we're just really, you know, and the spaghetti squash goes really far. Like, we can do 2 different dinners out of 1 spaghetti squash, because you get, you know, like 3 or 4 cups of spaghetti squash out of 1 spaghetti squash. I mean, it depends on how big it is, but, you know, that's typically about how much we've been getting. And then while we're talking about food, I believe I brought up the mindful eating that they talked about in group session last week. I didn't have a group session this week. They don't have one this week. But I've really been doing a lot of thinking about the mindful eating, and I've really been trying to focus on it every time I eat, is saying, what do I want and what do I need? And then, you know, saying, okay, well, I need protein, I need liquids, I need my vitamins. So how can this meal fulfill my needs? And then what do I want? What am I craving? How can this meal fulfill that want or craving while still being healthy, doing it in a healthy way? So I ask myself that question before I do every meal, and then I answer that question with a meal that meets those as best as I can. And then when I'm having my meal, I try to pull out any distractions that could be possible. So, you know, at work, if I'm eating at my desk, I turn away from my computer. If I'm at home, you know, I basically, you know, don't watch the TV, or, you know, don't play around on my phone. Just eat my food, and just think about my food. Take small bites, because the food in the small bites is going to hit your taste buds instead of a large bite that's going to hit the roof of your mouth and your teeth and your cheeks where you don't have taste buds. So it's wasted. That bite is wasted on areas that you're not tasting it. And then when you finish the meal, reflect on it and say, did that meet my needs? Did that meet my wants? Do I feel fulfilled? Do I feel hungry still? Well, I don't have hunger yet as a sleeper, but do I feel satiated? Do I feel fulfilled? And basically making note. If I don't feel fulfilled, why don't I feel fulfilled? And basically making note of that. And I feel like that's been really helpful for getting through this past week. Yeah, I feel like it's a really great process that's helping me get through this, and there's things that are really simple, but added up together, they really make a difference. Oh, I forgot about another non-scale victory that I had. So the other day, I went out to lunch because I'm a purchasing manager at my job, and I went out to lunch with a supplier, and usually I feel a little embarrassed when I get in their car because a lot of times the seatbelt doesn't fit and I have to buckle it behind me and pull the strap, and so this time the seatbelt fit me perfectly. There was room, there was extra room, the seatbelt clicked, and I was fine, and I felt great inside my head because I was like, yes, the seatbelt fit. It was awesome. It was so awesome because, I want to be professional, and I don't want to be embarrassed while I'm going out with a supplier, and it was awesome. It was really great. So, that was definitely a non-scale victory that was great. And then we went to Outback for lunch, and I had my first steak, and, I just cut up the pieces really small, and the steak went down great. I'm having a little bit of an issue with lettuce. It gives me a little bit of a tummy ache, so I need to, push away from lettuce for right now. Let's see, what else went on this week? Oh, I bought paleo wraps. They're like a substitute for tortillas. They haven't come in yet. So basically, I think sometime next week I might have an extra video where I talk about paleo wraps. And I also bought these things called gem wraps. So trying different things for sandwiches and maybe burritos because I love Mexican food. So I'm thinking those will be awesome. But yeah, this week was just super great. I can't say enough good things about it. It was an awesome week, and this time after surgery has just been flying by. It really has been. I went to my parents' Halloween party on Saturday, and I danced, and I had a great time, and I didn't feel tired from dancing, and I just really, already in 4 weeks, I feel like my life has just, I've been given a new lease on life. It's I don't want to say I've regained my life, because I feel like I almost never had life like this because I've always been big. And I realize I've been this weight before, but there's just because I'm exercising, because I'm eating so healthy, I feel like I have so much more energy than I ever remember having. So it's just, it's weird to me now, and I look at the food that I eat, and there's just so much weirdness that my head doesn't wrap around yet, and I guess things are going to be new for a while. Yeah, for sure, things are going to be new for a while, but I'm very happy. I'm a very happy camper, and I just want to say that I joined a group on Facebook, and trying to think what it's called. Let me look so I don't get the name wrong. It is Gastric Sleeve and Bariatric Weight Loss Surgery Pre and Post-Op plus YouTube. This group is awesome. I cannot say enough good things about it. It is a closed group, so you do have to apply to get into it, but I believe the moderators let everybody in. But it just makes it so that people can't see what people are saying and stuff like that unless you're actually in the group. So if you are watching and you would like some more support, this group is great for it. People are so open and they answer your questions, and they're really caring, and it's so nice. And I love seeing people saying that they got their surgery date, or their surgery date is tomorrow, or it's like, yeah, I've already been there, but like I feel so excited for these people that are going to get to cross that line with me and sit on the loser's bench with me. Yep, the loser's bench. The only time when being a loser is awesome. So, if you're not there, you should definitely check it out, and I'm sure it would be a great help to you, and you might even make some friends. I definitely feel like I'm making friends there, and friends that understand what I'm going through, and I understand what they're going through. So definitely check it out. I think that's it for tonight. This is a long one. I'm sorry about that, but I guess I had a lot to say this week. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you, and thank you so much for the support. I really can't say it enough. So I guess I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.